So today was an amazing day for me because I paid off my student loan. It was an intersection of tremendous privileges and also hard work and persistence, but people work hard and are persistent all the time and aren't able to pay off their student loans. I don't know how to talk about it. I haven't worked that one out yet and my head is not in a space to think about it right now. I feel very proud of myself and I feel very happy, and I want to sit in that moment for a little bit, selfishly. I still need to make a video, obviously, and all I'm thinking about is this. I went through my archives and found the classic The Girl Who Got 1,000 Presents, a story about privilege, if there ever was one. I have a massive binder of stories I used to write. I remember very specifically writing this one. It was in an exercise book from school that had been covered in wrapping paper, and in it I wrote stories but then also did homework and things like that. I don't know how old I was. I was definitely in primary school, maybe like year 4, year 3 or something. I'm sure it's going to be a plot point because my stories are always autobiographical. Anyway, let us read. Chapter 1, in which the Holses are introduced. Once upon a hill surrounded by water and sand with palm trees lived a couple. These were the Holses: Mr. Holse, Mrs. Holse, and 3 Miss Holses, of course the cat Piano. It was in a country called Everhot, where it was always hot. On Friday it would be Christmas, and the Holse family had put up a pine tree for a Christmas tree and decorated it with coconuts and shells. Rosianna, the 7-year-old, I was 7, was writing her Christmas list. She had asked for 30 presents so far and put her list in an empty bottle and put a note for Santa. She put the bottle in the sea and said, "I hope you get to Santa. Today it was Wednesday and in 2 more days it's Christmas." Rosianna is shown below. Kind of hard to see. There she is. Chapter 2, in which I share rooms. Rosianna's room was a separate little hut on the sand. She had a pet starfish and put it in a tank filled with water with sand and shells at the bottom. It had a sign above that said, "My pet," as you can see. Rosianna had pine leaves for a bed and cushions for the coconut sofa. Her room had a border of shells around it. Maria, the 14-year-old, had a tiny room in the big hut where Mr. and Mrs. Holse's rooms were. She had a deck chair of sticks and a pet crab with a label above saying, "Keep off." Maria was a bit of a show-off. Sorry, Marielle. Then we get a preview of the next page. These are like those colour plates that they used to put in books. It's exactly the same. It says, "Tony's room, keep out." Tony, the 16-year-old, had a hut actually like Rosianna, but with a TV. It's a Sony. It's amazing that on that island they were still able to get hold of a, what does that say? Oh, to win. Dial these numbers. Clearly that's what I remember about TV. Chapter 3, in which we get in the spirit of Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. Rosianna left carrots for the reindeer and brandy for Santa. Maria and Antonia sang, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." You can see that, I think this is Marielle is singing "We wish you," and Antonia is singing "A Merry Christmas." I can tell because Antonia, my sister, my older sister, is shorter than Marielle, but it might just be a trick of the perspective. Mr. and Mrs. Holse kissed under mistletoe. Please appreciate the big lips. And Piano ate. That was our cat. Sorry, this is fictional. Oh, and we have a nice illustration of Rosianna's room, including the coconut sofa. Chapter 4, in which she gets 1,000 presents. It was 6:05 in the morning and Rosianna woke up. She remembered about Christmas. She woke Mr. and Mrs. Holse up. She woke her sisters up and went to the living room and looked at her pile. Rosianna could see not 30, not 40, not even 100, but 1,000. This is Tony's pile, Maria's pile, and Rosianna's pile, which definitely looks like 1,000 presents. And then, really poor form, the amazing thing was that Maria and Tony had only got 20. Rosianna opened the biggest present and it was a telescope. The end. You have everything you want in a story there. Build up, scene setting, kissing, presents. I don't know, I should just publish it straight away. One thing I really love about the way I wrote stories and like put things together when I was younger was that I really tried to mimic books. So we have duck books here, rival obviously to Penguin, winner of the Carnegie Medal and winner of the Smarties Awards. Got an ISBN and some reviews, funny and fantastic, beats Dahl. This book is dedicated to my teacher, primary school in year 5, Ms. Lane. She helped me to publish this book. Also to my parents and the best big sisters, Maz and Tony, for bringing me up this way. And then it has a list of the other titles in the series. Also, as it was high priority for me to be charitable, every time you bought one of my books, £1 goes to the homeless. And this is the sequel, which you can't tell because the style is a little bit different. This is probably the paperback version. A fast-moving adventure with a twang of family life. Antonio House. Meow, purr, it's great. Piano Whiskey House. I'd consider it being better than Muse, Maria House. So that's just a little insight, a little fun thing. I am going to edit this and drink my champers and just sit in the gratitude for a little bit. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to try and do some baking tomorrow, but I also have after work plans with Meredith as it's our last day of work. So we'll see if I'm in a fit state to make biscuits. I hope so though. I have so many molasses to use up. So many. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.